All right, we want to say shout out to our sponsors, Watchman Cigars, 1812 Barbecue, Blue Collar Cycle Shop, and Hook, Line, and Heroes. Without you, this episode would not be possible. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast, where it's our take on life, liberty, and the pursuit of gravy, while you, the listener, are getting a degree in common sense. We are broadcasting in our blue-collar bunkers right here in Concord area, North Carolina. We've got a great show. Well, let me be honest with you. I usually say we've got a great show lined up for you, as always, but honestly, I have no idea what's going to happen today. So we're just going to go and see what happens. Let me go ahead and introduce our starting lineup. We've got running the video. Now you see him, now you know. It's Magic Man.
Hey, everybody.
At the control deck, in the control booth, it is our infamous producer, Brian.
Hey, guys.
Our illustrious leader, Mojo, is out tonight. His hemorrhoids were flaring up, so he will not be joining us tonight. And, of course, I be your host, Biggun, and how about you? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast. If this is your first time joining, it's our take, again, like I said earlier, life, liberty, and the pursuit of gravy. We are now live on Facebook. We are now live on YouTube Live. So if you're listening to the podcast now and you have not yet subscribed to those two avenues, check that out. Please do so. Also, listen to our podcast. It's going to be the same exact thing, just a podcast version where producer Brian cleans it up, throws in some commercials, makes it sound oh so velvety smooth, like you're drinking, the Fairlife chocolate milk, whole milk, or as producer Brian now is doing, bourbon. So check out our podcast, southernfriedphilosophy.com. Check out our webpage, southernfriedphilosophy.com. If you would like to help support the show, which clearly we need it, please check out our Patreon link at patreon.com.
Emotional support, right?
What was that?
You mean emotional support, right?
Emotional support dogs. If you want to give Ryan some of those, that'd be great. Check out our Patreon link at patreon.com/SFP Radio. Again, thanks again for tuning in. If you're listening live via YouTube, via Facebook, shout your comments to us. Not literally shout them, but put them in the little Google machine there. Send us your chats. We'll try to answer questions and stuff while we're going. So thanks again for tuning in. This is the Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast. I'm going to ask you like I ask you guys every week. How you be, Dern?
Darn good.
Any insight from you, Ryan? I know last week we talked, you were starting to run out of toilet paper, and I was a little concerned about that. I offered up a little bit of my stash for you.
You did.
Have you been able to find any toilet paper recently?
Well, Biggun, I really do appreciate your concern, man. You're a true good friend, and I appreciate you. We happened to actually find a little bit of TP at a Food Lion, and so we grabbed a couple of packages. We didn't want to do the hoarding thing, but we got enough to get us through for the next week or so. And, they were putting more out as we were there. So hopefully that TP shortage will be easing up here soon.
Nice. One little word of advice. We drove up to Yanceyville, and I'll talk about this here in a little bit. But we had to stop to the back to use the restroom. And so we stopped into the Sheets. Have you guys been to the Sheets? Hey,
yep.
buddy, that's a strong gas station there.
I love me some Sheets.
Yeah. Well, if you need toilet paper, you can just go in there and just steal the spare tire. I mean, just take the whole thing if you need it. They had plenty, it looked like. So there's that. Producer Brian, how you been doing?
I'm doing all right. Still here. Still haven't killed any children yet.
It's tough.
Yeah. So I saw something. This is, I guess, a sign of the times. I was watching this Earth Day documentary. It's not even documentary. It's an Earth Day movie on the TV. It's like a 30-minute thing. It was on the Apple TV Plus yesterday. And at the very end of it, they have all these people gathered on the roof of this building, and I'm going, can they do that? Is that allowed? You just look, they're standing way too close together.
Mm-hmm.
It's an animated thing, so it's like a cartoon.
Oh.
But just the seeing people in a small group together,
mm-hmm.
it made me kind of think twice about the world I'm living in right now.
It freaked you out to see the animated people grouped together.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just making sure that we're clear on
it. It's
that.
like, oh, this is so culturally insensitive.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Showing right now, right?
Hey, we got a comment. It looks like Mojo's IBS is easing up a little bit. He had a comment. He says, nothing compares to Buc-ee's. BUCC-ES.
100%.
Yeah, Buc-ee's.
Yes. Yeah, Buc-ee's.
Is that some kind of ointment or?
I understand. It sounds like it could be his ointment for his hemorrhoids. I totally get that.
Could be.
We could get former producer Sketch to come on to talk about the Buc-ee's. I've been to the Buc-ee's. Guys, if you've never been to the Buc-ee's, the little mascot obviously is a beaver. Makes sense. But it is the cleanest bathrooms. They're the bathrooms that have the walls all the way down. It's not just the little half partition of metal, which you creepily could sneak around, and look and, be weird about. But it's a full wall up and down the side. Very clean bathrooms. They make their own jerky. That's all I have to say about that. They make their own jerky at the Buc-ee's. It's fantastic. Any snack you can think of.
I've actually been to the Philly area, and they have Wawas there. WAWA.
Wawas.
They're pretty good too. QT has a pretty good offering as well.
I'll tell you, in all honesty, the Buc-ee's, like the QT is is like the QT is I'll say comparable to the Family Dollar as Buc-ee's is to Target.
Whoa.
Does that make sense? Like, QT is good, it's fine, but it's not, it doesn't come in, it fails in comparison to the Buc-ee's. It's giant. It's a ginormous
It's
store.
like fine dining and gas station kind of situation.
Oh, sure. Like, I'm sure you can go into the Buc-ee's and get a steak, potato.
A Wagyu hot dog.
Wow.
What was that?
Wagyu hot dog.
I'm sure they're there. But no, it's a fantastic thing.
Where did you say that was?
They're mainly located, I think, in Texas. When we were in Texas, that's where we found them. So if you're out that way, I don't know, and somebody can look this up, like where all they're located, the closest one to us. But man, they're fantastic gas stations.
Hey, want to say hello to Angela, Jim, and Keith, who are
guys
are commenting on our stream here. So just wanted to recognize
fantastic.
I really wish I could see that.
So, Magic Man, anytime a comment comes down the pipeline that you think we need to address this, you just butt right in.
Of course.
Don't even care.
Okay.
Don't care what the story is. Just go for it.
Will do.
All right. You have all permission.
So I shouldn't mute him then. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, probably.
That's
not.
right.
Or he could just wave his hands like he just got the fourth pick now of the NFL.
There you go.
Where are we
the
at?
third
New
one was
York.
kind of quick there. Yeah.
New York Giants. They've got the time on the clock.
Mojo says they're opening a Buc-ee's in Alabama.
Oh. Yeah, maybe. I'm just throwing this out there. Oh, man. If we could go to Gulf Shores, Alabama, and go to a Buc-ee's and a Lambert's restaurant, that'd be worth it. Have you guys heard of the Lambert's?
No.
Don't think so.
It's think of it as a kicked up Cracker Barrel. It's like country eats. It started in Sikeston, Missouri, but one of their claims to fame is they're the home of the throwed rolls.
I'm sorry, the what?
I'll repeat because I know it's shocking.
Thrown
tossed? Rolls. Yes.
Okay,
thrown rolls. And so what you do is you order like your entree. So it's either fried chicken, meatloaf, livers, whatever it is. Like you just ask for your entree. And then they have people that come by with the pass arounds. And so it's either like fried okra. You can get corn, green beans, those things, and you have like a bowl. And then those come by and they'll, put a helping of it on your plate. And so you can eat as much of that as you want. You're only buying the entree, but everything else is just put on your plate. And then you see the cart come by, and it is filled with these yeast rolls. I'm not joking. They're probably about yay big, about the size of my head right now. And they'll get them, and you'll be like, they'll say, "Who wants a roll?" You raise your hand, and they'll get these things, and they'll chuck them right at you.
Oh, wow.
They'll throw. It's hitting people in the side of the head, like they're falling over. Grandma's out.
They're
on
soft,
the couch.
right?
They're soft balls, yeah.
Okay.
But they'll make a joke about, oh, you can't catch, Butterfingers, whatever, and then they'll throw you another one, and you'll just get it and eat it. They're delicious. They're ginormous. About yay high, about yay round. I know people on the podcast are loving this.
I remember bread.
But man, it's a fantastic little experience there. So I know there's one in Gulf Shores, Alabama, Sykeston, Missouri. They're fantastic. So I love them. I love me some Lambert. So maybe we take a field trip down to Buc-ee's and Lambert's.
I could do a Kickstarter for that, right?
Oh yeah, we can do.
Yeah, I agree with Keith. He says road trip.
Road trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could document that. Speaking of road trips, this past weekend I went up to Yanceyville, which is about 2 hours away. Hot Pocket was already up there. Took a small batch. My wife, we drove up on Friday to my aunt and uncle's house. 63 acres of unadulterated land. You could just get in the mule and just not in an actual mule, but get the little buggy and just drive around and just it's just dead quiet out there. Like you can hear birds and that's it. Enjoyed that. But here's the thing that I love the most about their spot. Again, quiet, country, but my uncle will throw down food like it's nothing. One night we had lasagna, which my wife made and brought it up to be to be nice, neighborly and southern, whatnot. But the next night, he made a brisket that was on the green egg thing. He had it smoking, all the fixings to it. And if there's nothing else I love more than the countryside, it's eating. And man, he threw down some great food. I was relaxed. I was having great food, great, folks around me. So I appreciate them. I don't know if they're going to listen to the show, but my goodness, he can throw down some food like none other. In fact, we were supposed to be on this weekend. We were supposed to be taking a group of guys from church and going to a camp out up at his place, but alas, the stupid virus has decided to not play fair, and so we had to stay at home and not go. But anyway, it was a great trip. We had a good, relaxing weekend, so that's how I've been.
Wow.
All right, so let's go to some follow-up discussion items. It's been documented on the last show and the show previously that I am well-versed into stock tips. I have gotten into the stock market, and I'm loving it. I check my stocks more than I check Candy Crush during the day, so I think it's starting to become a problem. Have you guys gotten into the stocks? Have you guys started playing around with those yet?
That would involve expendable money.
Sure.
So that would be a no.
That would be a no. Now, let me be clear. When I say that I'm playing in the stock market, it's not a lot of money. But I thought it would be nice to share some stock tips of things that I've invested in to give to you guys. Now, if you go to our show notes, you can subscribe. There'll be a link to the Robinhood app. That's where I've been doing all of my buying and trading and whatnot. If you use that link, you get a free share of stock. I get a free share of stock. I appreciate somebody did it this week, so I got a free share of Coty. Do you guys know what Coty is?
I'm just glad it's not Coty.
Coty. That's right. It's not that. It's high-end makeup.
Oh.
High-end
not
makeup.
Familiar. Yeah.
It is right now. My free share is $5.93. Boom.
Hey,
I mean,
that's free money.
That's free. It's free money. That's 100%. So my stock tip for the week, the one that has produced a great job, and last week it was Peloton. This week, same similar idea that we're going through is Nautilus.
I've heard of them.
You've heard of them? They're like the Bowflex. They do the
I used to have the dumbbell one. I forget what it's called.
Really?
Yeah, it was awesome.
The one where you could change like the level.
Yeah, you turn the little knobs and you change the weights on it.
Yeah,
that's cool.
How's that working for you?
I sold them many years ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of I forget. They were very expensive. I decided I was going to work out. This was pre-baby. So
sure.
This was probably 7 years ago. I bought some weights and a bench. I think I picked up something else. I have the clothes hanger upstairs with the rolling thing that you can walk on.
Oh yeah, the treadmill.
Treadmill, yep.
There it is.
We got one of those, but yeah, I got it, and then I sat down on the bench like the first time, and like we started doing my arms were fine, but that was when my back was starting to kind of go out on me.
Oh no!
And to say they didn't get much use, but I put them on. I forget, like Craigslist or something. I had like 30 people asking for them and try to negotiate down. I'm like, listen, I can sell these for double right now, probably.
Yeah.
But they were really cool. All that to say.
Sure.
Nautilus, cool.
That went well. And again, I bought 10 shares. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but it was $3 a share when I bought it. So my stock tip, as of right now, it is $6.10. I've gone up 102%. What?
That's good. Cha-ching, yeah.
So there we go. That's Biggun stock tip of the day.
All right.
Oh, Lord. I mean, guys, it's just fun to watch the little roller coaster go up and down.
I can't wait to hear your update when it goes the other direction.
Oh, sure.
Sure.
My
I
stock
want
tip
to hear
is
what
sell.
that sounds like.
It's just sell.
Yeah. When you just like something goes completely down and you just can't handle it.
Sure. I'm going to be crying. I'll be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
I lost $7.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. One share I was really excited about lost $16. I'm like, oh no. Ooh. If I didn't have my Nautilus that made 30, buddy, I'd be crying right now. I'm a big spender, y'all. Big spender. So speaking of big spenders, NFL draft is tonight. You guys, I know some of you aren't able to watch. Those that are watching this show, they may have it on both. But so Joe Burrow, first round draft pick for the Bengals. Right now, Miami is on the clock with 4 minutes left. So here's the thing about the NFL draft this year. Obviously, they can't all meet together, so they're doing this whole thing simulcast, from the basement of Roger Goodell's house. I mean, that's just weird, right? The basement of his house. That's making
me think that old Roger has organized the coronavirus just so people wouldn't boo on stage. Like that's my conspiracy theory. Because every year you watch the NFL draft, every time he walks on the stage, 500 angry people just yell at him.
They just
basically,
yeah,
for no reason. And they're usually like Eagles fans or Giants fans, but because they have the closest, I think, to where they've had it for 25 years. But that's my theory that Rogers Goodell made some deals in China and funded that lab or something.
That's a stretch, man. I mean, you really gotta hate that night to put the whole country.
He's probably chewing a whole bottle of Tums. He's like, I gotta go walk out there. How thick does your skin have to be to handle that?
I mean, the president does it almost everywhere he goes. There's some type of
but the president has
protest.
Bodyguards. He has trained bodyguards. I don't think Roger's got anything like that.
Do you think Roger's down in his basement and his wife's upstairs and he gets excited about a pick and she opens up the basement door and is like, Roger, keep it down. We're trying to get the baby to sleep.
That's his mom upstairs, not his wife.
Yeah,
right?
sure. His mom's still upstairs. Roger, turn it down. Keep it down there. Oh, I mean, it's just, I have a little TV in my office, so if I keep looking up there, that's why. But, I mean, it is, you've got all of these analysts, you have all these coaches, you have just all these people, and their desks are perfect. Like they've cleaned up.
Oh yeah. Well, they had Molly Maid come in and take care of that before the draft, probably.
Is Molly Maid a sponsor? Did we get that contract signed?
That's next week.
Okay. All right. But I mean, there's no dust. I want to see the coach's office where he's like, I don't care, I'm on TV. Just whatever. And there's like papers piled up everywhere. His 2019 taxes are still there and everything.
You got the Dolphins right now.
Here we go. So you're like,
am I ahead of you?
I think you're ahead of me. So
I'm on the antenna, whatever that means.
I got
running
antenna through
the
old Hulu, so you might be a little bit ahead of me.
Oh yeah, there's some kind of.
This is fascinating podcasting.
We got the quarterback, too good. Tag us
Tua.
something. Yeah.
So they picked Tua.
Yeah, QB.
Wow, how about it? Did not see that coming for Miami. Wow.
Well, they had to get somebody because they had Fitzmagic down there, and that's about it.
Yeah, but I mean Tua. I think he's completely back, right? But he's been dealing with injuries.
Well, the Dolphins don't historically make good decisions, so don't take that to.
Sure, I'm sure they had to have.
Laces out.
Right, laces out, Dan.
So anyway, I just think it's interesting to see all these guys and their perfect desks and everything else like that. It's just humorous to me. I don't know why. And I'm surprised that it's gone so well. Oh, there's Roger in his basement with his big TV behind him. And there's also a giant jar of M&Ms next to him. This is great.
Wow.
And then they show the
to keep you going.
families as well, so it's quite entertaining.
Yeah, did Lysol those cameras before they brought those in there?
What would be fun? Not funny, but what if the entire NFL now has coronavirus because of the draft
in their house? We were talking before the show how hard it is to work with kids at home, like just everywhere all the time.
Sure.
I was just watching the Miami coach had like his two sons practically in his lap while he was talking to his new quarterback on the phone. That's not distracting, right? You're making
Daddy's on a conference call. Roger, keep it down.
Yeah.
Evidently, Roger Goodell's mom is Janet Reno. I don't know where that came from. Keep it down there, Roger. All right. So the other thing I want to talk about, I ran across a Facebook thing that asked the question, how Southern are you? And the way that they determined if you were Southern or not is by the amount of Southern foods that they had listed. And you would get 1 point for every Southern food that you had. So I thought it'd be interesting, again, it's called Southern Fried Philosophy, that we go down the list to see how Southern each of us are. So
there are a few Southern fried foods on here as well.
There are. You're right. So I'm going to call them out. You guys keep track of how many that you've had. And then at the end of it, we'll see who's the most Southern. All right, so the number one, and you guys can play at home as well. So if you're watching,
let us know. Facebook Live,
you'll see if you can beat any of us. That would be interesting to know. So here we go. Number one, peach cobbler.
Of course, right?
Magic Man.
About that a little bit, right?
I think I've had it before. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, let's be real clear.
Number one,
Magic Man is from California.
That is true. All right.
So he's got what's the handicap going to be here? Like 10 points, 15 points?
But I have been in the area for over 3/4 of my life, so
And you haven't. You're not sure if you've had peach cobbler, so that's.
I'm a picky eater.
Right. This is not going to bode well for you, sir. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I can tell already.
All right, the second one, chicken and dumplings.
Yes, sir.
I had some the other night. My wife made them, and they were yummy.
There we go.
You know what's good with chicken and dumplings?
Magic.
Peach cobbler.
That is true. Cornbread.
Oh, yeah.
And we had this discussion in the Biggun household the other day. She had the Krusty's cornbread mix that's similar to like the Jiffy mix. It's
I've had
sweet
the pancakes.
cornbread. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like sweet.
I understand. just to be clear, I've had regular cornbread and I've had the sweet cornbread. So I'm marking it yes that I have. But there is a distinguishing factor. One has sugar and one doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a hot topic here in the southern states.
Mm-hmm. All right, the next one on the list, gumbo.
Yep.
I've had it before.
Yep. All right.
Love gumbo. Yep.
Frog legs.
No.
Negative.
Ooh, score one again for me. So far,
tell me about the frog legs. Tastes like chicken, right?
They do, yeah. And it was just I only tasted
fishy
it.
chicken?
Like it's not the question is, have you ever eaten it? And yes, I have. Did I like it? Not so
Tastes
much.
deep fried. Is that the?
No. Yeah, they were deep fried. So there's that. Chicken fried steak. That's a gimme.
Oh
Yep.
yeah. Come on.
Burgoo.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Honestly.
See, this is where I wish we had Mojo on it, but I feel like I've had it, but I'm not 100% sure. Hush puppies.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Souse. Souse.
No.
I don't know what that is either.
It's pig head. It's pickled pig head.
Oh, that's a negative.
Yeah. No, I'm out of that. My wife has had it. Shrimp and grits.
Oh yeah.
I'm allergic to seafood, so no.
Oh no, Magic Man.
All seafood, all of it.
Yeah, a lot of it.
Oyster casserole.
It sounds like a euphemism, but I don't.
Allergic to seafood.
I haven't had that. No.
I love it.
I'm interested. I would try it.
You know what I'll do?
Like
I'll
oysters.
have Papa Biggun make you some because he makes the best, and then I'll
right.
have him send it over your way.
Do you get what kind of oysters? You like? You get real oysters, right?
Just real oysters, yeah.
Okay,
yeah, it's
not
not the
canned
fake.
or-
It's not mock oyster. Mock oyster casserole uses eggplant. Not a fan of that.
Okay.
Congealed salad.
I'm assuming that's like a Jell-O salad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
I've had that
nationwide.
once, yeah. And hey, my dad is listening on Facebook.
Hey,
And
Magic Man Dad.
he says, ask if they've ever had cow bag.
Do I need to Urban Dictionary that?
Are those like those prairie oysters?
I'm guessing it's the udder or something.
Oh, no. I haven't had that. Next on the list, fried green tomatoes.
I haven't had it.
I don't think so. I don't like tomatoes that much. I'm not a tomato guy.
Wow.
So that automatically kind of throws me off of the...
I
wouldn't eat it. I wouldn't order it intentionally, but I would willing to try it kind of thing, you know?
I'll say this. At the Zaxby's, they have the fried green tomatoes and cornmeal, and that's what they normally are. They're not bad. The ones at Zaxby's aren't horrible. Pickled pig's feet.
No.
I'm a no for that one.
No.
Chess pie.
Yes.
100%.
Please.
Red eye gravy.
Yes.
Yes,
No.
sir.
Love that.
Ooh.
Mm.
A tomato sandwich.
No, thank you.
Should have, but no, because of the tomato.
Yeah.
I've seen 100 of them.
Mm. And this is where Mojo and I will disagree. This is a perfect example of when I would actually use Miracle Whip versus mayonnaise. And he's going to argue
Sure.
with me, but this is when I would use it.
The tangy, I can see that.
Mm-hmm. Turnip greens.
Can we sub collard greens for that? Because that's not on here.
I think that's doable. Yeah,
I've done collard
I'll do
greens.
that.
All right, that's going to increase my score a little bit.
All
there.
right.
That's good.
Hoppin' John.
Yes.
Yep.
No.
Liver mush.
No.
Yep. Love me some liver mush.
You like the Mises truck?
The
Nice and
Niece's
crispy.
yep. Rabbit stew. Anybody?
No.
I don't think so.
I haven't either. I would eat it if it was there, but I have not seen
Sure.
it. I've not had it. Red beans and rice.
Yep.
No.
Brunswick stew.
They have had red beans and rice?
No.
I mean, just go to Popeyes.
like-
They have it there. Just eat it.
But I have had
Yeah,
Brunswick stew.
it's-
All right, Brunswick stew
Okay,
is a
okay.
plus. Corn pudding.
Yep.
I don't think I've had that.
That's-
Oh, no.
How many keto things are on here? That's the question.
Fatback. That is.
This is depressing. I've had that.
How
Yep.
about that?
Yep. Fried bologna.
Yep.
All right. No fried bologna.
No.
How about you? By the way, Panthers are on the clock. Looking at Justin Herbert as a quarterback. Ooh, that's telling, isn't it? Ooh. Fried squirrel.
I don't think so.
I have not. Boiled peanuts.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Chitlins.
No.
Pear salad. Remember, we talked about this before.
I haven't had the pear salad. I don't think. I'd never heard of it until you guys talked about it like a couple months ago, I guess.
Ryan, if you're not familiar, it's a pear cut in half, usually from the can. And then we'll put mayonnaise, a dollop of mayonnaise on it, and then some very sharp cheddar cheese on top of that.
Yeah, I haven't had that.
All right. Butter beans, a.k.a. lima beans.
Yes, I have had that.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Of course, yes.
Jambalaya.
Yes.
All right. Deviled eggs.
Yes.
That's Southern? Is that really a Southern thing?
That's what it says. Listen, I love me some deviled eggs. Deviled eggs does not love me. No, sir. If you want the wife and kids to be miserable, pack me full of deviled eggs and send us on a road trip.
Yeah, there was a time for like most of my life, well, almost half I'd say, I didn't like deviled eggs. Then I discovered, I tried one and went, oh, these are good. And I ate like a dozen of them. Then I didn't like them again for a little while. Wonder why.
Yeah. Now, go ahead.
And Mrs. Producer Brian didn't like them for a while, or you haven't for a little while either.
Well, these were my younger years.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
The key, I think, for me, and again, this is where Mojo and I will disagree, is I like the sweet relish mixed in with it.
I made some. I've had it. That's okay. I used dill pickles on Easter and made some with a little pickle juice in there.
Yeah,
fantastic.
I can see that. I prefer it the sweet, but I know Mojo hates it. Po' boys.
Oh yes, all day long,
all day, every day. Fried gizzards.
No.
Nope.
I'm done with that one. This is my mamma jamma right here. The chocolate gravy.
I haven't had it.
Oh, y'all, I'm gonna have to have Grandma make some. Bring it back. Gator tail.
No.
I think so.
Oh yes. So I did. RJ Gators. That restaurant used to be open.
There was a restaurant. Yeah, that was it. They claimed it was gator tail. I don't know. Maybe we can get some feedback on that. It tastes a whole lot like little chicken nuggets, like popcorn chicken.
It's like when I had it, it was chewy chicken nuggets. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna count that as I ate it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I ordered it, whether they gave it to me or not.
There you go. I'm with you.
My hands are clean.
In
My
your
hands
head,
are clean.
You did.
Yes.
A poke salad.
What's that?
Oh, I know what that is.
What is that?
Okay, so it was more prevalent back in like the earlier 20th century in the South. Poke salad is made. I think it's called the poke plant, Poke, and in the salad it's harmless, but it's actually a toxic plant. And what it was really used for, or what people liked it for, was back in like the Depression era. You know, people would walk around barefoot and they would pick up worms and all kinds of stuff from that. And the poke salad would help get rid of those worms, basically poison it out of their bodies. I read an article on this recently, I think within the last few months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How about you?
So some of your Southerners with more life experience probably know what that is. Younger Southerners, probably not.
In Kentucky, I know they have a poke salad festival. I have not attended, but I know that that's there.
Huh.
So I have not had
Never
poke
had.
salad.
No, I can't say I've had that then. Yeah, I've had a poke bowl. That's a little different, I guess.
I've collected Pokemon.
It was like Pokemon.
And then the last one was chicken livers.
Oh yeah,
no.
Many times. Yes. I was almost practically raised on chicken livers. Then around I was like my age of 12, maybe I went, wait a minute, chicken. I realized what I was eating.
Oh yeah.
I stopped for a while. And then I went, I used to eat those. I'll eat them again because they're really cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And you dip them in some sauce, and they're not terrible. So.
They there's a place in Georgia called Carter Burgers, and they have the best chicken livers. And so every once in a while, when I go down to visit the in-laws, I'll stop by Carter Burgers and get some chicken livers. And that usually satisfies me for a year, and then I'll get them again some other time.
Yeah, that's the thing. I haven't craved them in a very long time.
Yeah. It comes with a craving. Like, you're like, man, I really want some chicken livers.
I just need some iron. Yeah.
All right. So what's everybody's score?
Yeah, I was like 18 or 19.
Oh.
Wow. I think okay. Well, I got 25.
Okay. I am at 32. 32.
Oh, that was delayed, but okay. Yeah, 30. That's 32.
32.
How many is even on here?
Yeah.
What's the total possible like high score?
You know what? I lost the thing that was on it. So
13 times 39. That'd be no. Yeah. Hey, I did math. Yeah, 39
math
is
is
the
hard.
total possible. Yeah, man.
You're smart. SMRT. Brian doesn't even know how to come back to that one.
I'm moving on.
Moving on.
Trying to get.
Yeah, we're talking about tomato sandwiches, and I've been waiting to bring this up for a while.
Okay.
When I was a kid, my mom would make me a banana sandwich.
Okay.
You ever had a banana sandwich?
Mm-hmm.
Like literally bread, mayonnaise, and banana.
Yeah.
You've had that?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought I was reflecting a couple of days. There was bananas in my house, and that's not a keto food, and I was really wanting some bananas. I started thinking about banana sandwiches. I'm like, I wonder if that was just a thing my parents just gave me because we didn't have any money. You know, like here's bananas. We have bread.
Mm-hmm.
Eat this.
Now, my favorite was peanut butter and bananas and honey.
Well,
yeah, I was going to say, I've done bread, peanut butter, and bananas myself. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That would be delicious.
Yeah. The mayonnaise with it, not so much. No, I've had it before.
Yeah, okay. So
yeah, you're not crazy.
That was, again, I ate it without question to a certain point in my life. Then I went,
uh-oh.
Why am I eating this? Do I like this? Is this good?
So here's the breakdown. If you scored 1 to 5, it says you might be a Yankee. So congratulations. You are not a Yankee, Ryan. 6 to 10. How's your mom and them? You know, how's your mom and them?
Well, that is a Southern saying, though.
It is a Southern saying, yeah. How's your mom and them? And then 11 to 15, born and breaded. So born and breaded, 11 through 15.
So I actually had my wife, I asked her these questions, and she scored in that range.
Okay.
And she's from Pennsylvania.
Whoa.
So I take full credit for that score from
Well,
10 years.
Is she from rural Pennsylvania?
Western Pennsylvania. But I fed her half of this stuff. So.
Well, there you go. And then 16 or over, you're show enough Southern. So show enough Southern. So I think that is the majority of us. So there's that. And anybody from the chat score any higher?
Nobody's commented, unfortunately.
Well, probably everybody's asleep or watching the draft, so I understand that.
Yeah, well, funny story. I was trying to watch the draft on my daughter's iPad. So I forgot that I set screen time limits, so it won't work after like 8 o'clock or 8:30, or I forget what time I set.
What's the?
And I don't remember the password. I can't remember the password. So I was trying to like follow and track. You know, I've had 3 iPads sitting here watching the different things. You know, but that was the one I had the draft on, and now I have no idea what's happening. So I may have to turn off the YouTube because there's nobody.
Arizona is
FYI.
Oh, nobody's on the YouTubes.
I'm on YouTube.
Okay,
hey, come on to YouTube, say hi. But that's
Arizona has got the pick. They've got 2 minutes and 49 seconds left, at least via Hulu. So I don't know. They could have already picked.
I'm gonna get my phone out and see if I can watch it that way.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm gonna actually throw it to you, producer Brian, and talk about Southern Fried Philosophy Bingo.
Oh yeah. So I've seen on Instagram like all these quarantine bingos popping up. So I went, what we need is a Southern Fried Philosophy Bingo.
Sure.
So kind of throwing some ideas around. Hopefully I will get this up in the next couple of days. Maybe you can play during the next show. So there's a couple ways here. We've got just some things you do at home. You might be doing during quarantine, such as watching Tiger King is an option. And then there's some things like that typically when the bourbon's working during the show. Like Mojo gets mad at something, that would be a bingo spot. So just a little fun thing for you guys to play at home. I'm going to try and get that up. I can probably have it up by the time you get to listen to this, actually. That could be even better. If time works. What are you seeing over there?
So Carolina just picked a defensive tackle, and I don't know where it went. He evidently is from Auburn. But when I glanced up, I just saw it's a defensive tackle, and then it went straight to the family. You've got most of the family. Oh well, how about that? Derek Brown, by the way, from Auburn.
There it is. Yep.
You've got most of the family, and they are, celebrating on the couch. Then you've got the one guy that's all the way to the back wearing the surgical mask. But he's like way far from everybody else. I just looked up and I saw him and I thought that was pretty funny. Carolina picked Derek Brown from the University of Auburn.
That seems like unexpected to me, but I haven't really been following that closely.
Yeah. With
the Panthers completely demolishing their team. The Chargers got a quarterback too, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's going to be. Also, they went to Auburn's head coach, Gus Malzahn, and he's got a giant Galactica video game in the background. So how about you?
Oh, like Galaga?
Galaga, no. Sorry, Galaga.
The pew-pew, pew-pew.
Yeah.
That one? Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, we'll hopefully have the SFP Bingo up ready to go so you guys can play at home. First person, I'll say this, who yells bingo legitimately, and we'll have to go back to make sure, we'll get a Southern Fried Philosophy hat. We will send one to you. So if you play and you get that, we'll along with the Lysol scrub.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Get a Lysol wipe in a plastic bag with a hat,
so
right?
You can rest assured you'll rip it open with your nasty germy hands, then reach inside and get the Lysol wipey, then wipe the hat and your hands and you'll be fine. So all that
face and everything else.
Yeah. Speaking of nasty things, we'll go to some wacky news brought to you by 1812 Barbecue. I just talked to our friend Eric the other day. He is still cranking out some fantastic brisket, pork butt, anything you want. He'll throw on this fantastic new smoker that he's got, light it up for you, and give you some wonderful sides. So check out our friends at 1812 Barbecue. I am looking forward to his next round, and I'm going to get some brisket from that. Yummy. So there's that. So wacky news. Did you guys see this? New York de Blasio did a social distance snitches hotline. Did you guys see this article?
No, I did not.
New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio was forced to temporarily close his coronavirus snitch hotline over the weekend as the service was inundated with prank calls, pictures of genitalia, and memes likening de Blasio to Adolf Hitler. He unveiled the controversial scheme on Saturday, urging New Yorkers to text 311 to report anyone violating the state's social distancing rules or stay-at-home orders. He encouraged them to snap a picture and send that picture to 311. However, the citizens' response did not go as planned. They vehemently criticized the tyrannical overreach the hotline posed within hours, and it was flooded with messages for contempt for de Blasio. Such messages included the extended middle finger and links to articles about de Blasio breaking his own social distancing instructions when he was seen going to the gym mid-March after the coronavirus outbreak had already started ravaging the cities. Other images posted to Twitter show users texting the number with images of Adolf Hitler with the words, "Those turning in your neighbors and local businesses, you did the right thing. Wright spelled R-E-I-C-H. They kept also photoshopping de Blasio announcing the tip line using the little Adolf Hitler mustache. And they also received way too many pictures of male genitalia. They didn't stop there either. Rallying cries were made on social media to start flooding their reporting text numbers with similarly contemptuous messages. They had to close it down, and now they are forced to do an audit before they go out to the police departments. So, all that to say, if you hashtag or dial 311, it needs to be a true crime of people not following social distancing.
That's funny. I think he's going to engineer the next virus so he can hide with Roger in his basement.
Nice.
So I just thought that was funny that people were sending out
That's great.
Their stuff.
That's New York for you, I guess.
Oh,
right
sure,
there, right?
100%.
The 1812 barbecue story started over 20 years ago when Eric and his dad started entering local barbecue competitions for fun. During that time, Eric, a United States Marine, has traveled all over the world picking up flavors and techniques that today is the unique flavor of the award-winning 1812 barbecue. He has honed his craft to bring you fall-off-the-bone pulled pork, mouth-watering ribs, and finely crafted beef brisket. Eric has developed his own amazing dry rub and delicious barbecue sauce. And let's not forget the sides: coleslaw, smoked Gouda mac and cheese, cowboy baked beans, and to top it all off, banana pudding and pecan pie for dessert. Getting hungry yet? Good. Call or email Eric at 1812barbecue and he can make your next catered meal happen. Wedding and graduation parties, family reunions, and other events will be memorable with 1812 barbecue. Want to try your own hand at smoking meats? Pick up your own 1812 dry rub and start the journey for yourself. Shipping all over the world. Connect with Eric on his Facebook page, Instagram at 1812barbecue, or call 704-604-5148, or email Eric at eric.line@1812barbecue.com, and he'll be glad to help any way he can.
Also didn't know if you guys saw this article from the Herald Lexington Leader. A drive-in graduation ceremony and a virtual one is planned for a Kentucky high school. Model Laboratory School in Eastern Kentucky is planning a hybrid high school graduation ceremony next month with both a drive-in graduation for the 2020 class and a virtual graduation. Doing both, it will bring a sense of finality where students can see others, even at a distance, and will allow family members who are staying healthy at home to witness the celebration, a spokeswoman said. Evidently, guys, they will be doing a virtual video commencement service, and then the graduates will be able to drive in a car to pick up their diploma while their family is sitting in another parking lot, and they can watch them drive, pick up their diploma, and then go home. Their families can only be one per car, so you can't have auntie and uncle and everybody else piling in the car. It's only one family can occupy the car. Guys, what are your thoughts on a drive-in graduation?
Well, I think the technology to pull this off has been around for at least 25 years.
You think so?
If not more. Yeah, so what you do is you get them, line everybody up in alphabetical order, because you got to be in alphabetical order, right? And then you have them you can get those AM broadcasters, right? Mm-hmm. So everyone tunes to AM 1050 or something. Mm-hmm. And you can do the whole commencement on the radio, right?
Sure. That
and
part I got
drive through. Yeah, and just, have them drive around the track, because, all these high schools got to have a track, right?
Sure.
And then you can have I don't know, all the teachers spread out in the stands maybe, a little far apart.
Let me ask this question. What happens when Mr. Jones decides to pull up, 25 minutes after they've already lined up their cars, and now they got to make room for him?
That's half the fun, right? You get out of your car and get in the guy's car behind him. Everyone can get out and just move back. It's like a Chinese fire drill
Sure.
with 45
now you're
cars.
just spreading the virus even more.
Oh yeah, sure. But don't do that. Just show up at the right time. Come on, guys. How hard is it to be on time?
Hey, you know that
exactly.
You know what would happen too is you get somebody go up there and they do a burnout right in front of the grandstand.
There's the thing.
This is Kentucky, right? So.
This is Kentucky, guys.
And they be rolling coal too.
They're gonna roll. And then they're gonna get the most creative that they possibly can. So one guy's gonna roll up in like a monster truck. You can't count the number of limos that are going to be there. Tractors.
No pants.
Camo. You can't see it because it's all in camo. Where'd it go? This is going to be a cluster.
Like a mobile duck blind or something.
Sure, 100%. You don't think there's going to be a deer stand in the back of a truck rolling through this thing? Oh, no, sir.
Yeah.
It will absolutely be there.
I would love to see that.
No, it is going to be a nightmare to try to get this. I mean, you can't even get people when they're not in a car in an organized line at a proper time. Much less now you got to get cars involved.
Or just like rent out a Chick-fil-A or something on a Sunday and just have them go through the drive-thru.
Well, and
what's your name?
That would be the only way I think that this thing could be pulled off is if it's brought to you by a Chick-fil-A who's got it down pat in an organized fashion.
Yeah, you got 3 people outside, taking your name 3 times to make sure you're still in the right order and you didn't switch.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And there's going to be the people that switch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to get out of here early, so I'm Connie Chung. How about it? I'm out of here. I'm just saying. It's going to be crazy. I do feel bad, though, about all these seniors who aren't able to graduate, though. I mean, I saw somewhere where it's like 35 million people are going to be impacted because they're not able to walk or do all those things or go see that.
Yeah, so typically you get that senior right. At some level, this is the best thing that happened in your senior year, right? Because you're not going back to school.
Yeah, but you want to
walk. You're done. You're graduating. Walking. Listen, if you're in the South, it's early June. It's probably 95 degrees outside. You're wearing a dark colored robe. Everything is sweating. Everything. The first thing I did when I got home is I ripped off all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Came back outside and the family goes, "We wanted to take pictures."
Oh.
Had to put it all back on.
It's black.
Yeah, it's not worth it, guys.
Yeah, I was lucky. My our ceremony was in the Charlotte Coliseum, the one that was on Tyvola Road that they tore down a few years ago.
Oh, the new Coliseum
that the original Hornets played at.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's where we had it.
Mine was at night, so it wasn't hot. It was in an old auditorium as well, so it wasn't that.
Hot.
But I've been to graduations where they've been in South Georgia during the day.
Ooh.
Y'all, that's hot. That's hot, and you got to dress up and be like
a polyester robe or whatever you're wearing.
No, sir, you don't want that. Nobody wants that. I will say though, there are things that are positive about the coronavirus that are, I think, needs to stay. As a parent, these drive-thru birthday parties are fantastic.
Does everyone get a cupcake or anything? Or
yeah.
Just like wave at?
Yeah, okay. Like we had one for Hot Pocket, and people would just pull into the driveway. They could get out. We had Lysol wipes there. You could grab a cupcake, get back in your car, say happy birthday, and head out. That was it. Easy peasy. You're in, you're out, you're done. You ain't got to get out. You don't got to stay 4 hours. You ain't got to go to the roller rink and spend $125 you don't want to spend on that. Y'all, I will say that's been a positive.
Huh. I may have to deal with that if they don't fix things before end of May. Mm. So.
Oh yeah, no, you're getting clear on that one.
You think?
You've already got it. Like
what if I don't want to bring anyone into the house? Still,
100%. You've got this locked up. You just you ride this wave until you can't ride it anymore.
Well, it lasts till November. That's the next one.
100%. Yeah, you say. Listen, by then it's going to be round 2. So you say absolutely not. Nobody's coming into round 2.
Okay, because that's the party I don't want to have.
No. You say this thing could come back, absolutely is not gonna come. We're not having a party here in November, so we don't want to get Mamaw sick. Absolutely not.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, you're in the clear on that one. All right, our last one is a funny story. There was a woman who wanted to continue to train for the Boston Marathon. She's been training her whole life for the Boston Marathon. She decided she's still going to continue to run the Boston Marathon. But she's going to do it a little bit different. Obviously, they're not having it, but she's going to run around the city in Boston. But she's going to be creative, and she's going to run the same distance, but she's going to spell out Boston Strong while she's running. Now, there's an app called Stavia, I think that is.
Yeah.
Where it tracks. Go ahead, producer Brian.
Yeah, I've got Stavia. I use it for that 2 bike rides I took last year.
Very good. And explain to people what it does.
Basically, it invades your privacy and tells everybody what you've been doing.
Wow, that sounds great.
Yeah,
and you installed that on purpose?
Yeah, because I wanted to track my ride and see how far I actually rode.
Okay. It tells you
a lot of runners use it, and just basically it's GPS. It's low jack for your phone for running.
Yeah,
it's trail. You can kind of beat your times and that kind of stuff.
Sure. So this lady decided she's going to continue to run the Boston Marathon, and I use air quotes here, but she's going to spell out. She planned it, and she's going to spell out Boston Strong. And so while she's running, one block it looks like says Boston underneath. It's supposed to say strong. She got it all done. She got it like she liked it. She ran the marathon like she wanted to, but realized she accidentally left off the letter N, and it just says Boston Stog. Boston Strog.
No.
She forgot the N.
I got to do it again, right?
And she said that she passed it along to several people to look at it. They verified it, which that those people were just yeah.
Nobody
they don't care.
Oh yeah, great, good idea. You do it.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Everybody loves that. In fact, you should keep it going. They didn't care. So they validated it, and then she ran it, pulled it up, and was like, something don't look right, and she missed the N. You think she was just afraid of using the N word, or just using the N?
The N, yeah, connotations or something, right?
Could be racist.
I mean, they use the N in Boston, right? So maybe not.
Oh yeah. Well, it looks like from the photograph, she's just running around the park for the N, so it didn't look very good. But she said it took months to plan this thing out. I feel like I could have done that with Google Maps in like 20 seconds.
Was she trying to get the mileage right?
I think that's probably what it was. Yeah, she was trying to get the mileage.
You find the right city blocks to run around, so you get was it 26?
Yeah, 26 miles.
The 26 kilometers? Miles?
Yeah, 26 point.
Yeah.
That's a long way to run without nothing chasing you.
26 point something miles. I think it's
2.6 miles is a long way to run.
See?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what the stickers on the back of those cars say.
You know what they say to me? I'm too proud. That's what they say to me.
Mine would be 0.0.
Cool.
I'm too cool.
Yeah, I'm too cool.
We should try to sponsor like a marathon or something and have a big old plate of biscuits at the end.
Oh, we would.
Go for that.
Yeah. You know, they have the Krispy Kreme one, right? We should just do a biscuit and gravy one.
Oh, there was I watched something that was in Raleigh. They had it was a triathlon. But so they had to eat something ridiculous. Then they'd swim and then drink like a giant beer or something. It was
that would be.
I saw it on Food Channel or Travel Channel. It was on Travel Channel. That's right. I forget what channel it was. It was Man vs. Food, maybe. It was a cool looking thing, but someone's going to be put their head in the trash can at the end. Essentially,
I had a former boss, and that's all he loved to run. Those people freak me out. I'll be honest with you. I love y'all, but y'all freak me out. If you're running
something ain't
for
right.
no reason, like if there's not something chasing you or there's not a ball involved, you don't need to be running.
There's not a ball involved.
But he would run. But he would say like the thing that they would drink afterwards is chocolate milk. Like that was the thing that refueled them, that like got them going again. And I was like,
chocolate milk?
Yeah, chocolate milk. It wasn't just regular milk. It was chocolate milk. And I said to myself, well, I might be getting into this running thing. If I could just drink all the chocolate milk.
I need to know more about that, if that's a thing people do.
It
Is it the sugar?
The sugar, I guess the fat from the lactose or whatever. But he said like it.
That's the last thing I would think.
You would think.
Yeah, you think it'd make you throw up.
Right, that's what I thought. He's like, as soon as he gets done, he chugs like a half gallon of chocolate milk.
Like I've hiked some miles, like backpacking, like 40 miles in a couple of days, and I wasn't thinking about chocolate milk. I was thinking about Gatorade.
I was thinking about dying.
The whole time. Well, yeah, once you get past the I want to die, then you think about Gatorade.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
I want to die. Now I want Gatorade. I'm good.
Well, there's a point where you go, well, I was thinking, if I died, I'd be okay with that.
Sure.
I feel okay about, dying here and be eating my animals. It'd be fine.
Yeah. I'm going to give back.
Then it's like, I really want a Gatorade. I really want an orange Gatorade. I started thinking about flavors, That's what got me through. Then you get off and you drink 2 32-ounces at one time. And you're good.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that was like football season for me, man. I would go through Gatorades like they were nothing. My dad was like, we don't have enough money in my retirement account to keep drinking Gatorade.
The Jets pick is in.
Oh, yeah.
This will be the quietest Jets pick ever.
11. They've got.
I think people are at home just yelling. People at home are just ready to yell if they're Jets fans. They're never happy about anything. Jets. What did?
Also, can we talk about how does Los Angeles have 2 teams? They got the Raiders and the Chargers. That's not fair.
No. That's L.A.
L.A. What did I say?
L.A. has 2 teams. What? They have the Chargers and the Rams.
Yeah, what did I say?
You said the Raiders. Las Vegas has the Raiders. They just moved.
Okay.
Yeah, I think maybe I heard it wrong. Maybe the bourbon was whispering in my ear.
Tonight's episode brought to you by Woodford Reserve Double Oak and
Eagle Rare
and
what is that?
Hopium.
What is that? Tell us about that.
This is Hopium IPA from Foothills Brewery, which is out of I'm sorry, I'm like away from the mic, so it's probably not going to pick me up. Hopium from IPA from the Foothills Brewery, which is out of Winston-Salem. So it's a local microbrewery up the road a little bit from here.
Nice.
It is yummy. I'm an IPA guy, so I also like their Jade, which is another IPA they have, and then they have a double IPA that's really good as well.
Cool.
All right, come on, Jets.
Did we get a pick? It's in. We're waiting on Roger now. Oh wait, here it is. Louisville. What's that? Mekhi Becton
from Louisville.
Tackle. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, no one knows about these, offensive linemen.
Right. Roger.
The Las Vegas Raiders. How weird is that? Like, how hard is that going to be to get in your head?
I thought it was. Well, I know it was the Oakland Raiders.
Yeah, it was Oakland.
Okay.
And it was L.A. like a long time ago, but they've been in Oakland for a long time, as long as I can remember.
So it's the Chargers and who in L.A.?
The Rams. Rams. Yeah.
Whoa! Look at Big Boy right there. Look at Big Boy.
And what's funny is the Rams just redid their logo, and it looks a lot like the Chargers.
Big Boy. Good gravy. I mean, he's had some gravy. I'll tell you that right now. How about you, Mekhi Becton?
All right.
You got it. Picking up and putting them down. I see what you're doing over there. All right. All right, let's go to some hot topics brought to you by Hook, Line, and Heroes, 501c3 that is connecting our vets to a fishing experience, excursion. I'm sure they're probably taking a break for the coronavirus, but then they're also connecting our vets with a relationship with God. So check out our friends at Hook, Line, and Heroes. If you would like to donate and to help them out while they're getting ready to launch this thing again, please, again, check out our friends Hook, Line, and Heroes, also on the sponsors section of our website. Good night. He is picking them up, putting them down. He is a fast dude. All right, so the Senate approves measures to replenish the halted coronavirus small business loan program. They had nearly $500 billion was approved by the Senate for the Paycheck Protection Program. It halted last week after it ran out of money. There is a $484 billion bill that would be injected into the program. It would give $320 million to small businesses. $60 billion would be set aside for community-based leaders, smaller banks and credit unions. $10 million would be to admin fees. $75 billion to help overwhelmed hospitals, and $25 billion for new coronavirus testing programs.
So what was that number? The big number again?
The big number, 484
billion.
Billion.
And this was the purpose of this was for small businesses.
For small business,
refill.
Because they
had the smallest chunk out of all of that, right?
320 billion. No, so that would be for small businesses. They would get 320 billion.
I thought you said million, so I saw
billion.
Off.
Yeah.
Like,
60 billion for community based, 10 billion for admin, 75 billion for hospitals, and 25 billion for testing. Listen, I'll do the admin for you for a whole lot less than 10 billion. I'll tell you that right now. Come on, this show will do it. I mean, we'll only take 25 mil. I'll do that. It estimated that the injection of the $484 billion will save $300 million jobs. My thought is, might as well just pay those 30 million jobs $848 billion.
Just pay the people and call it a day, right?
Just call it a day. So what are your guys' thoughts? We're throwing more money at it, and it seems like it's going to run out again. We're just going to have to throw more at it. The original program, was $349 billion. So the original was $349 billion. It launched April 3rd, and it ran out of funds last Thursday. So less than 20 days later, it ran out of funds.
Well, a lot of the problem was that these larger companies were technically qualifying for this money. Was it Ruth's Chris and
got $20 million.
Steak and Shake got this exorbitant amount of money.
Yeah.
Harvard.
And
Harvard.
They
Harvard,
all these really
theirs. Right.
And so they had to, for the actual small businesses were getting screwed over, and then banks weren't. There's apparently a lawsuit out right now that some banks were not prioritizing. It's supposed to be as you or first come first serve. But they were going by the bigger amounts. They were approving those loans first instead of who was first in line.
Hey,
so
buddy.
the big money went out before someone like me never had a chance kind of situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we'll just keep printing money, right? I
keep printing it. It'll be fine.
It's not based on anything real, so we'll just
there's no gold
keep making
in
up
Fort
numbers.
Knox, by the way, just FYI. And Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.
Nice, yes.
I mean, guys, what in the world, y'all? I mean, the small businesses aren't getting it. The big businesses are. They're finding the loopholes. They're putting in their applications soon. They're getting them processed faster. I just don't get it.
So I heard an idea the other day, and it kind of makes sense to me. We're paying all these businesses, expecting them to continue to pay their employees.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna give out all this fake money, just give it straight to the people. Whether you're an employer, just skip the middleman,
right?
Just pay the taxpayer whatever, just divvy it up, and you know how much they made last year.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that's how this is being calculated. Adjust it based on if it's salary compensation or salary protection or whatever it is. These are loans, I guess, but just go pay the people that way. Yeah. That's not going to be forgiven anyway because you're using it to pay your bills and not buy your Jordans, or your whiskey. that to me that would in one way would make more sense, than trusting banks and other businesses to give it to you.
San Francisco picks Henry Ruggs. There you go, Henry Ruggs.
Henry Ruggs
went to Robert E. Lee Montgomery High School from Montgomery, Alabama. How about you?
All right. Yeah, my stuff hasn't updated yet.
What do you think about that pick, Mr. San Francisco?
Well, I don't know who that guy is, so that's not helpful.
Oh, wait. No, it looks like they're still on the clock. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I'm waiting for this to click in. So.
Well, because they're going in. They think that that's who they're going to pick.
Oh, wide receiver. I don't think they should go wide receiver right here, personally.
Well, they are. It looks like they're looking at the wide receiver.
That's where everyone wants them. I guess, is there any, I think I should get cornerback myself. That's what I'd pick. But
we talked about this. How did you become the San Francisco fan?
It was just television back in the 90s. They were always on TV because they were always winning.
Was Young the quarterback then?
When I really started watching, that Steve Young had just taken over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Steve Young, Jerry Rice, Ricky Waters was running back.
Oh, yeah.
They had a lot of really good players. Deion Sanders was playing. It was one of his stops along the way. But, I just, very young age, it just kind of captivated me. And then that was it, And then about 3-4 years later, we got a football team here. And I watched them a little bit, but it never had the same electricity for me, It was different. I don't know why. I can't explain it. But I stuck. I'm really stubborn. I'm a stubborn loyalist anyway. So when I make up my mind about something, that's it. And then it was a 25-year drought. Super Bowl. So
remember, I'm a Jacksonville Jaguar fan. We've been good for maybe one season, and then
it was 1995, right? When they won the AFC or went to the AFC Championship.
We had Mark Burnell was a quarterback then.
Oh yeah, Mark. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had the Christian club there, and everybody was like, "Oh, it's Jesus is on our side." Yeah, that worked out well. Anyway, so $484 billion going back.
He's putting the hat on. Is he putting the hat on? Is he wearing a bathrobe? Is that guy wearing a bathrobe at the NFL draft? Are you kidding me? He's emotional.
Sounds like something Cam would do.
What? Are you seeing this?
Did he just get out of the bath? I forgot. I got to take a shower.
Oh, what? I'm getting drafted. Let me get out of the shower. Give me that hat.
Y'all, he is in a bathrobe.
What does he wear? There wasn't a trade, was there?
Y'all. No, that's what I thought too. It was that was Oakland. They were still talking about Oakland stuff. San Francisco.
Oh, this is Oakland stuff? He's wearing an Oakland hat. Okay.
He's wearing an Oakland hat. So I apologize.
Oh, okay.
Fake news,
what is
guys.
this kid? But still, listen, he's ready for Vegas. He's wearing a bathrobe.
He's in a bathrobe, y'all.
I ain't never seen that at the draft.
No.
I seen some crazy suits.
But nobody's seen a bathrobe.
Looks like old Cam started a trend.
This is going to get worse from here. Somebody's just going to come out butt naked. Just be like, look at me, y'all. Look at me. Welcome to the NFL. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Magic Man, do we have anybody in the chat still?
According to this, it says we have 2 people watching.
Oh,
yeah, we had a couple in and out.
Yeah.
All right.
We got some familiar names popping up here on the Facebook.
Yeah. All right.
The old Padre Justin Wallace.
Hey.
Throwing some emotes at us. Dave Milam.
Hey.
Remember that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Brenda Robinson.
Are they actually watching or
I don't know if they are now. We're down to 1. They got they turned to watch the 49ers draft pick.
Sure
probably.
they did.
We have Leanne Whitley.
Leanne Whitley was in YouTube over there.
Okay.
Talking to me a little bit.
Leanne,
yeah.
She's a SFP Insider.
Yeah, she was saying, what if for the bingo, what if I already have a hat?
I just said she could have a spare.
Well, we'll send you a roll of toilet paper. How about that?
With the SFP logo on it?
The Bucks. The Bucks just traded into the like, I don't know where they came from. They came from,
Dum.
they moved up ahead. Oh, just one spot.
No, they got 13 and 14.
No, the Bucks are at 13, and the Niners moved down to 14. They just swapped,
Yeah.
which is really interesting. So who are they going to get for Tom Brady, I guess? That's the question.
Well,
There's some news for you, right?
they got Gronkowski too, right?
Yeah, they got old man Gronkowski out of retirement.
Gracious. They're getting the band back together. How about that?
I saw something on Instagram the other day that said the Buccaneers have traded for Bill Belichick.
That's funny.
Oh, man.
That's funny. All right.
Hook, Line, and Heroes is a 501c3 nonprofit based in Charlotte, North Carolina, founded in 2017 to show God's love and appreciation for our disabled and PTS military veterans. They provide professionally guided fishing trips to nominated veterans at no cost to the veteran. Hook, Line, and Heroes has provided over 30-plus trips around the Carolinas since their founding, from red fishing down in Charleston to striper fishing on Lake Norman, and even offshore fishing down in Florida. Each trip is a one-on-one experience with a member of the organization, aiming to provide a day of fun and relaxation on the water and begin a lifelong relationship with them. Each veteran leaves the day with a fully stocked tackle box, rod and reel, apparel, a Bible, and a daily devotion to kickstart their new hobby and build their relationship with God. Please take the time to visit their website at hooklineandheroes.org to hear and learn more about them. You can help in many ways by nominating a veteran you know through their website, join their monthly giving program, Healing Heroes, or send a one-time personal or corporate donation. You'll also be happy to hear that they are completely volunteer-run, and nearly 100% of your donations goes directly towards providing trips for the veterans. Be sure to follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn to see their veteran stories and to show your support.
The last story I've got is this immunity certificates. Have you guys heard about these immunity certificates?
No.
Evidently, and this is, again, I asked my wife, why do these articles have so many words to them? Because I just get to the point where I'm like, I'm tired of reading, so I stop. But evidently,
TLDR.
Yeah, I just need that one. Just give me the top list. Evidently, what they're, by the way, Bruce Arians sitting on his back porch, with on a table. The Tampa Bay Buck coach is just sitting on his back porch. All right, how about you, Bruce?
Did you see like the fan cams? The fan cams were my favorite part. You got like 16 people there dressed ridiculously for their teams. Oh, there he is again. The GM has like his grandkids or something sitting, like hanging out.
Hey guys, why don't you pick this one? Oh no, they pushed the wrong button. Guy. This is like their fantasy draft. Oh no, don't get my fantasy draft and my real draft confused. Oh man,
you already got Tom Brady. You can't, you
already got the goat again. By the way, our podcast listeners are going to be loving this.
Yeah, I can cut it out if it's too terrible.
But anyway, so let me go back to these immunity certificates. So evidently, let me get your all's thoughts. The idea is they, for those folks that have already had the coronavirus and have recovered, or had SARS and recovered, or had the coronavirus recovered. Maybe I already said that one. Or has developed the antibodies or has the antibodies. They would test to see if you have antibodies. You would get a immunity certificate that allowed you to go back into the working community, go back into the public with no ramifications or whatnot. You have to be tested. You have to get the certificate. And if you pass, then you can go back to work or whatever else like that. If not, then you still have to stay home and be self-quarantined. This is an idea that's going through Germany, through the United Kingdom is looking at it. Chile
Italy
is looking at it, as well as. So these are possible immunity passports that allow you to move freely about the cabin to go to work and go to sporting events, or mainly for like food service, any type of role of where you're going to be interacting with a bunch of people. So You get the certificate, and then you can go back into public. Does that make sense? You guys, what are your thoughts on that?
I see where they're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's impossible to regulate that.
Yeah.
What's that look like? We already can't test enough people that have had it. Then you're going to test people that, like, people have it and don't know they ever had it.
Mm-hmm.
Can they still get an antibody test? Is that how this is working?
Yeah. Yeah. Evidently, the idea is everybody gets tested. That's
who's doing that testing?
That's a good point.
Is that independent lab? Is it like?
Well,
we can't deal with the outbreak.
I'll do some more digging on that, and that'll be the stock pick for next week.
With LabCorp.
I was going to say LabCorp. Yeah,
LabCorp. So they test everybody, and then if you have the antibodies or you've recovered from it, you're going to go back to work, and you get the certificate. The question I have is, we don't know enough about this virus. What if it mutates, or you could get it again?
Sure. What if you never get it?
Yeah. Well, you would have the antibodies, right?
Maybe if you've properly distanced yourself, you're just not getting it.
Right.
How are you allowed to go back to work?
Well, that would be the thing. Like, if you haven't been tested or you don't have the antibodies, you're not going back to work.
Exactly. And so now you have to get some kind of vaccination.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, they're saying 18 months before we get an actual vaccination.
And is that even work or not? I mean,
right.
This is I Am Legend again, right? You guys seen that?
Yeah, they take the vaccination, and then we all become zombies. Oh, crap. This is how it's going to start. I ain't getting the vaccination. I don't care.
This is it, right?
Or we go around and do like they did with chicken pox and just say, hang out with people that have the virus so you get it. And,
and that was the argument in the article is people are going to intentionally get coronavirus so that they can develop the antibodies, and then they could go back to work.
I've never had the chicken pox.
You never had them?
I've never had it. So when my kids get it, I'm moving them with Biggun for a couple weeks.
Come on, we've got an extra bed or a front porch.
And you're lucky because you won't get shingles either.
Yeah, my mom had that. That's terrible.
Yeah. So I don't know, guys. I mean, there's a lot of like morality issues I see in this, a lot of ways around it, and we just don't know enough about it. So I'm a little nervous about that. They're thinking about it. Fauci said it's something that they're throwing around in the old think tank, but I don't know if they're going to go with it. But Germany said that they're going to start testing 100,000 people and see how it goes. How well it turned out for
the Germans. Let them engineer that.
I'm just saying. No, let's not. They've got a bad history of that, by the way. So, anyway, just a thought. So, speaking of coronavirus, we got some folks that are... Oh, wait.
Oh, wait a minute. You got something on the clock?
Tristan Wirfs.
Who's that? I haven't studied this draft. Oh, that's Tampa Bay. Okay, yes, the tackle. Corn-fed big boy.
The coach is so happy on his front porch.
There's nothing so exciting as you got to keep.
that's Tampa Bay. Sorry, I saw.
Yeah, Tampa Bay. You got to protect that 45-year-old quarterback or however old he is.
You think
that old man back there?
Producer Ryan, you sent an article where Tom Brady walked in the wrong house of Byron Leftwich.
So apparently he's like he was going to be staying with Byron Leftwich until he gets an apartment or something. Mm-hmm. So he walked into this neighbor's house. And the houses, I think, look kind of similar. But imagine you're sitting there,
eating dinner,
eating your Cocoa Puffs in the morning, and Tom Brady just walks in your house with his backpack on. He goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Did you get mad?
What just happened?
It's like do you get mad that Tom Brady's in your house?
No.
I get it if you're like a Steelers fan. You'd probably get pretty mad, start throwing stuff.
Yeah.
But any of the, NFC teams, fans, it's like, oh, hey, that's Tom Brady. And you know who it is. I mean,
sure.
You recognize.
Would
anyone not recognize Tom Brady?
What do you think his wife is? Is his wife going there too? Giselle?
Giselle Bundchen.
I mean, she'll probably visit. They're not. I'd be so shocked if he builds a house in Tampa. He's just going to have a Airbnb or something. Those are cheap now.
Airbnb. Tom Brady's at
apparently
Airbnb.
He's bunking with Byron Leftwich, who's
why is he doing that?
Coach somewhere. Who's he coach? He's a coach for somebody. I don't think it's Tampa Bay.
I thought Byron, didn't he play for the Jaguars?
He did, but he's a quarterback's coach for somebody.
I thought he was a running back. No, Byron Leftwich was a quarterback.
He was a quarterback. Yeah, he got replaced by David Gerard.
Yeah.
He's who's he? He's the offensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Right. Yeah.
Is he even allowed to be there with like the collective bargaining agreement and all that stuff?
No, I don't.
That seems like there's some shady stuff. Tom Brady's cheating already.
Deflategate times 4.
Just got there last week. He's already cheating. Yep.
Cheater.
Old habits die hard.
Speaking of old habits dying hard, it looks like South Carolina. Who else? Tennessee, and who else is opening back up? The states.
Georgia's opening back up.
Yeah. Y'all, what do you think about states opening back up? Now, this would include barbershops, which this one throws me, tattoo parlors.
Oh, yeah.
Some food service things. Like, we're just going to open it back up, huh? Y'all?
Well, yeah, there's, things you got to have to maintain
tattoos isn't one of them.
Any kind of civilization, and that's fades and tattoos.
Sure.
I don't know.
Right?
I'm needing a haircut pretty bad myself. This coif is
oh my gosh,
long.
it is awful. Yeah. I know a friend that
Are you commenting on Magic Man's hair or your own?
No, mine. That's why I'm wearing the hat, the Hook, Line, and Heroes hat.
Like.
But Magic Man's hair is much better than my hair. And producer Brian, you ain't got to worry about it.
I ain't got to worry about it. Just got to keep buying razors.
My hair is awful. And I wanted to, we have a friend that has a Flowbee. And I was going to get the Flowbee attachment. But then I realized I don't have an actual vacuum cleaner. I've got the vacuum, the robot vacuum. So that's not going to help him. So, no, well, just stuck with my nasty hair. But anyway, so
I don't know.
Going back,
I know people are eager to get businesses back and running. You just got to do it smart.
You got to do it smart.
I have a feeling people aren't going to be smart because people aren't people. One of my favorite movie quotes is from Men in Black. Mm-hmm. Tommy Lee Jones says, "A person is smart, but people are dumb, panicky animals."
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah, very true.
Like, I can have an intelligent conversation individually with a person, but people as a group do stupid stuff. Look at us.
Yeah. 100%. You got the people that voted for Trump yelling at him saying, "You're not going to take my rights," but then they still say, "I'm going to vote for Trump." It's like, wait, what just happened? So they're, it just doesn't quite make sense. I don't think that we're going. I think that they were pulling the trigger a little bit too early. I could be wrong, but I guarantee you there will not be college football this year. There won't be fall sports this year. If they are, nobody's going to go show up to them. So I don't know. It's going to be an interesting thing, I think.
What's it going to look like for colleges, though?
They're going to have to.
Colleges going to? Are they going to? We don't know anything. They're going to try. Everyone wants to go on vacation now, I guess, for summer, but there's so many safety issues out there. That's what my concern.
Right. So
schools and stuff.
As of this recording, it's April 23rd. They've got to have. If you're going to have college football, you've got to be getting into the dorms within the next 2 weeks. So that means that they have to get the, crews in for cleaning, teachers, all that stuff needs to be done within the next 2 weeks so that the students can go back to get ready for football. That's not going to happen within 2 weeks. That's not happening. So you're not going to have college football.
I know some of the pros are doing virtual off-season programs. They could go have virtual camps somehow. Okay. It's going to look like my daughter has an acro class on Zoom. It's probably going to be that.
I mean, they could probably use your Nautilus dumbbells.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I'm sure they have weights and stuff. But, yeah. Hey, Alan McCoy in the Facebook chat, founder of Hook, Line, and Heroes.
Right here.
Throwing a shout out.
Right there. Thanks, Alan.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to have college football this year.
Yeah, it's going to be weird. This is going to wreck everything.
Yeah, you can't ask. You can't say, okay, the students are going to be virtual, but we're going to have the football team every week go up against another football team from another school and get blood, sweat, and tears all over them and be like, oh, well, it's fine. Like, that's not possible. You're not going to do it.
No. They're going to have to get a certificate to play football.
Right, their immunity certificates.
Exactly.
Yeah, I just don't see that. I don't see basketball happening. So, mark this one on.
Marble sports, here we come.
Well, I am pleased to report that I have noticed that the Jelly Bean or the Jelly Marble Madness guy is producing more videos. So there's that.
Oh, he's got to be making so much money right now off of ad clicks and ad revenue.
Sure,
it's good. I mean, that's the only the draft is the closest thing to live sports we're getting.
Oh, San Francisco, soon. Javon Kinlaw.
Yep, defensive
tackle. There you go. Man. You got a DT, baby.
Yeah, well, we just traded one, so that makes a lot of sense. We traded one for that pick, but then we moved up, so we got a 4th-round pick
from South Carolina.
And moved back one. Yeah, that's I'm cool with that. Keep that defense.
South Carolina
strong.
He didn't do all that great in South
Well,
Carolina.
they had a pretty good track record with drafts the last couple of years, so I'm gonna stick with them.
I'm saying South Carolina hasn't, so.
Well, you still have a good player on a bad team.
Yeah. We'll see. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up our show. We want to say thank you guys for tuning in. Again, if you're listening on podcast and you want to see us live, check out our Facebook and or YouTube live links. We'll have those on our show notes, hopefully. And then if you're listening on YouTube or Facebook, check out our podcast. Subscribe on Apple iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, all your podcast aggregates. We are there. Just search Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast, and we'll be there. If you want to support the show, patreon.com/SFP Radio. You can contribute as much or as little as you'd like. You can get all the extra episodes, the 2 extra episodes that we have. You can get that there. You can sign up and get some merch. That would be fantastic. And if you just want to check it out and then cancel it, you can cancel it any time too. So keep that in mind as well. Again, we appreciate all of you guys for tuning in and listening to the Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast. And as always, keep looking up.
Go wash your hands. Thanks.